So hello everyone, this is Hiren. So welcome to the YouTube channel. As you already know, we have started a new subject, that is cyber security. We have seen some basics about what exactly the cyber security subject is all about. What is the need to study the cyber security? We all know that in today's world there are so many of hackings is going on. There are so many of fake transaction, there are so many of loot is going on. So in this tough time, we have to be aware about this all this theft that is going on the online presence. There are so many online transactions are going on in a day by day basis. So it is and according and apart from this transaction, there are so many frauds are going on. So it is very important to be more aware, to be more secure in the case of any transaction, anything you do online. Okay, the more you be online in nowadays, the more you need to be secure. So that is the reason why you have to study the basic as well as the detail about the security that we are telling as a cyber security. Okay, as you know, we have started the subject that is cyber security, and then we have started the chapter of vulnerability scanning. Okay, so let us go quickly. It's been already a week we have started the subject, so it is a revision is essentially needed. Okay, so let us quick go through the recap what we have done up till now. So what we have seen, like what is the vulnerability? As we have defined a cybersecurity, a vulnerability is a weakness which can be exploited by a cyber attack to gain unauthorized access to perform unauthorized actions on a computer system. See, as we have started with the vulnerability scanning. So before we have to understand about the vulnerability, as we have described in the previous lecture. Vulnerability is nothing but the weakness found in your system, weakness found in your mobile device, weakness found in your computer systems, through which the hacker is going to identify what are the weakness available into your system with different tools, and once that weakness is identified, he'll going to attack onto your system. Okay, so it is really essential to find the weakness that have into your system and try to fill up that weakness with the different strong tools available into the market, so that you and your system will be protected by any cyber attacks or any cyber bullies. Okay, so this was, and that is the reason why we need the vulnerability scanning. We have to scan our system thoroughly with the different tools, so that we can file the vulnerability into our system and we can fill that gap. Okay, then we have seen why to choose the vulnerability scanning, of course. Okay, these are the steps of the vulnerability scanning. Okay, so what we will this is how actually the vulnerability scanning works exactly. There are the different tools available when we do any vulnerability scanning to a system. If any vulnerability found, it will search into the particular database whether the particular thing is available into the vulnerability database or not. If it is there, it will be thrown as a vulnerability. Okay, so and it will be identified as a vulnerability, and it will be showed to the user, like this is the vulnerability into your system and you should work on that. Okay, so this is how it works. Then we have seen the types of different vulnerability scanners, like port scanner, like scanning your ports, network vulnerability scanner, web application security scanner, database security scanner to check the database, host based vulnerability scanner, ERP security scanner. So it depends on the different application. All this come into the next chapters. So when we go into more into the chapters, we have studied basics of the networking. That is more essential. As I described, cyber security ultimately deals with the network. Anything and any vulnerability, any attack obviously comes from the network. So without the network, any hacking, any attack will not be possible at all. So the base of this cyber security is your cyber network. Whether you will say the cyber network security, cyber security, you can term it as synonym. You have to study the basic of the network. That's where the attacks happens. Okay, so this is the basics of network. Like as we know, the network is a communication between the two computers, we can say. with a wired cable, or you can say with the wireless also. You are connecting a mobile device with your router, with your Wi-Fi. You are doing the computer network. You are doing the networking ultimately. Okay, so this is what we have seen, the protocol that we have defined. You will see into your computer network subject like OSI model and TCP IP model, different layer, application layer, transport layer, internet layer, network access layer. The more we will look into the transport layer and the network layer. So there are the mainly two protocols available on the transport layer, that is a TCP and the UDP. TCP is a transmission control protocol, and UDP is a user datagram protocol, are mainly defined for the communication between the two devices. Let's say when you are connecting to computer with a LAN cable, it is not directly that you will be able to communicate. This is a hard connection. You need something software, and there are the protocols that should be installed on the both side. These protocols are nothing but the TCP or the UDP, depends on the application. Okay, I will give you the example on the TCP and the UDP as well, where to use the TCP and where to use UDP. But this is a more in the part of the network subject. I will give you only the brief on this, okay, because we have to cover more on the security side. Okay, so TCP would be, and the UDP will be used on the transport layer side, and the network layer will use the IP addresses. So we have seen the IP addresses is a uniquely identification address for the computer into a network, the 32 bits or 4 bytes. Okay, how to find your IP address into your system? You can just go to the CMD and just type the IP config. You will get your IP address. Okay, you also can find your IP address from your computer like this. Okay, then we have defined the ports. As I told, the ports are different, physical and logical. Physical USB, HDMI, but we are talking about more about the logical ports. There are more than 65,000 ports. Exact number is 65,535 number of ports available. It depends on the 16 category of the 16 2 raised to 16. That is 65,536 port. Okay, and where exactly that these ports are used? These are the ports are used to run the services. And what are the services? Let's say you are running a browser, you are searching google.com. So it is uses the HTTPS service. So this service run on the port number 443. And what are these ports? These are the port is one of this port, 65,536 port. That is out of which your HTTPS will use the 443 number of port. Your HTTP will use the 80 number of port. So these are the services run on a particular port. You already are aware about that. If you have run the XAMPP server, XAMPP run on the 80 port, 8080 port. So these are the generally the services used to run the servers as well as the services. Okay, so these are the well-known ports we have seen and well-known protocol used on that, 21, 20, 23, 25. So let me give you the quick recap on that. 21 number of port, 20 and 21 used for the FTP, for the file transfer protocol, to transfer the file. Like a TCP and UDP are used for the communication between the two computers. Similarly, in the way of FTP used for the file transfer. Telnet is used to connect with a different computer using a software, that is a Telnet. SMTP is to sending the mail. DNS is a domain name server. See, DNS is a domain name server. Let's say we have seen the IP address. Anytime you have, like if you want to search a Google, do you need to aware about the IP of a Google? No, you will just go into the google.com. But ultimately internet works on the IP address, so that google.com will be mapped into its IP address. Let me give you the example. So let me start my internet. Okay, let's just log on into our security login. Let's go into that. Let's say if I write, let's say I write, actually I cannot move this frame, it's fine. Let's say I'm just typing google.com in my browser. Yes, it will open a Google. But let's say I open a CMD. Okay, I'm opening up a CMD, and if I write, this is a command, ping google.com. So it will give me something reply. So what exactly it is? Ping is a command to use whether the google.com server is up and running or not. If it is running, it will give you the reply like this, reply from this. See, can you observe this? 142.250.67.142. This is nothing but the IP address of the Google. We have seen IP address 32 bits, 4 bytes. This is the IP address of the google.com server. See, but we are not using that IP address. We are not typing this IP address on your browser. We are just typing google.com. So ultimately, but the internet does not know google.com. It deals with this IP address. So what will happen? Your DNS will comes into the picture. This is DNS is domain name server. This is a one type of server. The task of a DNS is to map your google.com into your IP address. Let's say you are using a flipkart.com. Just hit the ping flipkart.com. Yes, this is the IP address of the Flipkart. Just go to the ping amazon.com. So this is IP address of the Amazon. See, so this is the task of the DNS to resolve your amazon.com to its IP, to resolve to its flipkart.com to its IP, to resolve google.com its IP. So this is a task, and it works on the port number 53. What does it mean? Let's say I install a DNS server in my laptop. When I start this server, it will run onto the port number 53. We have more than 65,536 port on which this run on port number 53. Okay. Similarly, when we go into the browser, when we search any request, that we request going to the HTTP, that HTTP service run into the port number 80. Now POP3 run on port number 110. POP3 is for when you get the mail. To receive a mail, you need a post office. This is a full form is a post office protocol. This is a version 3. It uses a port number 110. IMAP is a messaging protocol. Not worry about it. 143. And HTTPS is a secure version of HTTP. It uses a port number 443. So we have seen this, all this. Okay. So up till now we have seen all this thing around. Okay. So some other basic things I would like to go into the detail before moving ahead. So this is what we have up till seen now, basic of network. So before moving ahead, I would like to teach you more about the basic of networking. So as we have seen, I want to see my IP address. So what should I do? So I want to see my IP address. So what should I do? I will open a CMD. Okay. Command prompt. I will type IP config. So once I type IP config, I will have the different configuration. So what are these configuration? You can see here IPv4 address, that is a 192.168.3.79. One IPv4 address 192.168.3.79. Okay, so this is exactly the IP address of my system. The IP address also consists of the two types, private IP and the public IP. We are not going into detail. You can search on that because we more want to focus on the security side. So this is IP address I want to access. If this is IP address of my system. Okay. So let's say if I do ping is a command, as I already told you, to check whether, let's say if I want to connect to google.com, so I don't know whether the google.com server is up and running or not. So I will do ping let's say google.com. Yes, if I get a reply, ultimately it does mean it is up. Let's say if I type ping 192.168.3.79. so this is IP address of my machine. So ultimately if I ping my machine, I always get the reply. But if I, let's say this is my neighbor machine, this is one of the machine in my Subhash Technical Campus, if I hit the run, no, I'm not getting the reply ultimately. So either this machine does not exist, or if machine exists but it is down, it is not connected to the local area network. It is not connected to the local area network. So this is the type of reply. Okay. So one more thing, let's say if I type one ping.127.0.0.1, okay, if I type enter, yes, I'm getting the reply. So any of you, we will type this IP, like doing the ping, you will get the reply. So who is the IP? Who is the owner of the IP? Like from which IP this particular IP belongs to? Which is the server? So this IP is called the loop back address. This IP is called the loop back address. So it defines all the system. So this is a loopback address for my system. If I want to check if my system is working correctly or not, if it is properly working, so what I will do, I will type one ping 127.0.0.0. So this is a, you can say this is the IP of my system also. This is the IP address of my system also. So this is, if you type this IP onto your system, this will belong to your system. Okay, so you can identify your system either by 127.0.0.1 or IP address. And how can you get IP address? IP config. Okay, so this is the way your system is getting identified. But onto the network, your system is identified by this IP, but or locally your system is identified by 127.0.0.1. Okay, so this is fine. So I hope you will save this video and please kindly do the all this network stuff onto your site. Okay, no need to install anything on this. Okay, so you will be asking what are these other characteristics, what are these other like subnet mask and default gateway. See, these are the detailed concept of the networks. You have to study the networks properly, but as of now what I would like to say, I would like to explain the IPv4 address, that is the 192.168.3.79. Okay, this is your IP address, but some of your users are like using the Ubuntu and the Kali Linux and all that. To get your IP address, you have to write the if config. If config. Don't worry, we will be covering the next section, some of the sections. Afterwards we will covering on the Ubuntu system, so you will also be aware about that system also. So okay, so in the Ubuntu, in Windows you have to use the IP config. Onto the Ubuntu you have to use the if config. Okay, so fine. So this was about the basic, the ping command, the IP config command, the if config command. Okay, so let's move again to the theory. So let's move into that. Now we are into the vulnerability scanning tools and techniques. Vulnerability scanning tools and techniques. So this is what about we have studied about what actually the vulnerability is. It's like a loopback into a system, some loopholes into a system. We have to identify the loopholes. For that we have to scan our system properly. The first technique is to check your open port and service identification. So as I told you before moving into that, I have explained about the ports. We have two types of ports, physical ports as well as logical ports. Logical ports are how many number of logical ports your system have, any of your system have. The numbers are 65,536. It ranges from 0 to 65,535. And total number are 65,536. Okay. So we have to scan. And what are these ports used for? These ports run the services like HTTP service, HTTPS service. If you install your XAMPP server, you are running your server. This is also one of the service. It uses one of your port. We have seen the different protocol occupy this port like DNS, HTTP, HTTPS, and then Telnet and FTP. We have seen that. Okay, so the one of the technique is to scan the port, whether the particular ports are working fine or not, if it is working properly. Okay, so like how to scan a particular port. If I, let's say if I want to check the which particular service is running on a particular port, this we know that port number 8 is running HTTP port number 443 is running HTTPS. But let's say if you have created your own service, if you have installed your own XAMPP server, so you don't know it where in which port is it is running, like you don't know particular port is which service running. So to check that, you have the one tool. The tool is named as nmap. So these are some instruction guidelines. You can go into the Google, you just type nmap download for Windows, of course. Yes, nmap security, you can go into the nmap security, you can download for the Windows. Okay, so you can download the Windows setup over here. Okay, fine. Yes, you have the RPM and cat. We don't ncat, we need a nmap now. So this is a Linux RPM, this is for the Windows. Okay, you can download any of the setup, and I already have the nmap into my system. Once you download the nmap and install the nmap, how would you know whether the nmap is downloaded and installed into your system or not? You can type a command nmap -- version, hit the enter, allow. Yes, it will go through the version. This is a version of the nmap I am running into my system. Okay, so I would like to see, there are the two types you can work with the nmap. There are the nmap commands as well as the GUI is already provided. I will show you the both. Okay, so let's open. Once you install the nmap for the Windows, you just type the nmap and open it up here. Okay, it's taking a bit much of time. Can you see the UI? Yes, let me somewhat minimize it, reduce the size of this so that it which we fit into our screen, our recording screen. Okay, it's fine. Yes, this is a nmap. It's a UI for the nmap. Okay, so this is a basic UI. The first is a target. So what target says, nmap is used to scan your system as well as the system you are connected with, as well as system. Let's say there are the 20 PCs connected into your lab in any of your college lab. Okay, they are connected with the LAN cable, they are connected with the switch. Okay, and you want to scan the nearby system, ports of the nearby system. So what you will do, you will type IP address of your nearby system. As of now, what I will do, I will type IP of my system. IP of my system, that is a 192.168.3.79, 192.168.3.79. So what is this? This is the IP address of my system. This is the IP address of my system. Okay, so this is the basic GUI of the nmap. So this is where we can set the target. Okay, so this is the one of the IP my system is connected into my local area network. That is a 192.168.3.12. See, my IP address. See, my IP address is, let's go into that. My IP address is 192.168.3.79, and this is the one of my system, neighborhood system, connected to my system via wireless or LAN cable. Both. See, any system connected with wireless or LAN cable, both can be into the same network. Okay, so what I will do, this is the different type of scan available. Let's say intense scan plus UDP. There are so many, but let's do the basic ping scan. Ping scan means like we are doing, let's say ping 192.168.3.12. Yes, ping is working, but let's check with the nmap. So I have targeted 192.168.3.12. The command will be automatically generated for you. nmap-sn 192.168.3.12 ping scan. Just apply that. Just go to that. Okay, I think there are some issue with the ports. Let's try our IP address and let's go to the ping scan. Yes, yes. So we have the report for that. Like starting for Nmap at this particular time, Nmap scan report for this particular IP. This is my IP, and it is showing that host is up. Yes, it is. It is reachable from our time. And time it has taken to check that there is 7.33 seconds. Let's go into, there is nothing on this topology. Yes, localhost is connected with this. Then host details and the scans. Okay. So this is the basic one of the basic type of scan we have done, that is a ping scan using the Nmap tool. So there are different types of scan available into the Nmap. Okay, so one of the tools and technique, that is the open port and server identification. So what we will do actually, let's say if I want to get into someone's system, if I want to check their system, like which are the ports open. Let's say my system is connected into someone else's system, and if I want to check which are the ports open and which are the services running on that particular port. Okay, so what I will ultimately do, I will open an Nmap. I will type a IP address of that particular person over here, for the particular PC or the first system over here. Okay, I will choose a scan. Let's say a quick scan. Okay, and will do, yes, this is the command. I will do the scan. As of now, I think there are some firewall issues. This is why the scan is not working, but I will check that. But will on your side, it will surely work. You can try onto a home. What you can do ultimately, you can like type your own IP. How can you check your IP? You can get it from the IP config. You can type your IP over here. Okay, just apply the quick scan and do the scan. You will get the output. You will get the output, how many numbers of ports are open and which are the services are running onto that. Okay, so as of now, I think there are some issues on my side. The other softwares are not going to use it. I will check it on the next video and will give you the next video again on this. But as of now, you can check onto your side. It will surely work. Okay, so then as of now, ping scan is working. That is why I show you the ping scan. Okay, this is the ping scan. Just scan that. Yes. Okay, so this is how it will work. Let's say then if I want to check the my neighbor systems, which are the ports it is open and connected. Okay, so when I do this quick scan, apply the IP, I will get which are the ports open and what are the services running onto the port. Okay, and this is the how we can the port scanning is done using the Nmap. Don't worry, we will show you the demo, but what you can do, you can try this to your home. Okay, so that you can see the exact output on that. Okay, so this is a port scan. So this is the type of output you will get once you run the quick scan over here. Once you run the quick scan, this is a type of output, like a port number 7, like this service is running on that. Port number 22, this service is running on that. Port number 25, this service is running on that. So we have seen port number 25 is occupied for the SMTP, for the sending and receiving mail. You will remember that. Okay, so try this, and if any doubts, you can comment it out, or also you can send me. We have a discussion. You can send me the message. You can comment it out on the YouTube channel. Okay. So for my side, I will check into the next videos. Okay, so this was the basic about Nmap. One more thing I would like to, let's say we are doing the ping scan. I can do this scan with the command also. With this command also, just copy this command. I can type command. If I don't like the UI, I can type command over here, like Nmap. Just copy copy and write the command cam nmap /sn 192.168.3.12. Okay, yn. Okay, it's spelling typo, sorry. sn 192.168.3.12. yes, it's not the 12 but the my IP, that is the 79. Okay, yes, it is doing the scan. Yes, it will do the scan and will get you the output for you onto the command. So if you want to just want to the command, or you want to work on the command, you can work on that. Okay. So this was a basic about the Nmap. In the next videos, we will go more detail into the Nmap. We'll see the different commands. I will solve out this issue on this so that I can show you the more demo to the Nmap. So thank you very much for watching a video on today's cyber security. We'll see you into the next video. Thank you very much.